They'll run for the first time with J.K. Dobbins. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
Well, you certainly tell my age, partner, because when I was a kid, running backs like J.K. Dobbins with over 2,000 yards in their final season in college, they went early in the draft. Instead, he somehow lasted until the second round. But how great is it to get a guy with that ability who can run it inside, run to the perimeter, and catch the football in the backfield? Be able to get him in the second round, that's what I call a steal.
Miles Jack there to make the tackle. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Devin Singletary with his first carry of the game. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight-ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid gain.
On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Singletary here running out of the gun. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. And now Jackson will look to throw it. That ball caught. It's Mark Andrews, the tight end. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 22-yard line. Good job there to locate his tight end, Charles, in the middle of the field.
Yeah, he has good pass-catching abilities, and if they're able to continue to find him here in the early going, I think it'll help out his teammates out on the perimeter. You can take the big shots later if he occupies their attention.
Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4. So still 14 yards to go, 2nd down. Play action. It's Jackson. And that one going to come up short. Low throw. Well, this defense for the Jags, they were very strong last week in that win over Cleveland.
Yeah, and what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. From the gun, it's Jackson. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
You got to give some credit. They're able to hop up in the air and bat that one away. And that's frustrating for an offensive lineman because the only recourse is when he goes in the air to try and get some type of a pop or a shove, hoping to bring his arms down.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. They'll throw on 1st down with Lawrence. Escaping the pressure right. Got an open man. That's David Njoku, the tight end.
We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a first down.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Here's Lawrence to throw. He'll get this out to the flat for ETN. And that's good for a gain of 6, and it's a 2nd down. They'll run for the first time with Travis Etienne. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
Good, strong, explosive run that started inside, which means you've got to control those defensive linemen, the defensive tackles, the nose guards. Those guys have to be controlled. How about the offensive line, the job they just did?
Yeah, key that A-gap usually on those runs, right?
That's where it all starts, because everyone wants to kind of control that area. It disrupts things from the defensive side and the offensive side. As we just saw, it opens up possibilities. Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taking them no time at all to get down here, and now they're set up with a 1st and goal.
They'll try and run for it with Henry. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Derrick Henry with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Jaguars have taken the lead. Extra point put through by Boswell. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. Taking it about the 1. And able to get this out to the 25. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they entered play on a 2-game win streak, and then they've got the open date on their schedule next week. So this is a group that's really looking to hit the break on a high note.
And this will obviously be a tough game for them, but go ahead and play this out with me, partner. If they win here and make it 3 in a row, they get to heal up after that. You've got to think that's an ideal setup and a worthy goal to play for in this one.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Jackson on the give to Dobbins. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
And the Jags with 5 in the secondary now on 3rd down. Here's Jackson. Throw left side, taken in by Renfro. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down. Flushed out right. And he's going to have the 1st down, yardage to the 35.
Not sure I agreed with the decision to go for it, but I definitely agreed with his decision to run it. He picked up that big 1st down. I think he let his head coach off the hook.
That's what I was just going to say. If there's anybody more happy than the quarterback picking it up, it's the coach that saw him pick it up. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. But you often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
After 1, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 47. On the counter now, it's Dobbins. And he'll run straight into a wall of tacklers at the line of scrimmage. It's 2nd down. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. quick, and what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Second and 10.
Right there, 54, right there, 54 miles.
Jackson from the shotgun. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to third down.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on third down. From the gun, Jackson. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. Problems on third down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on third down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to third down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on first and second down.
On is the punter, Hawk, as he gets this one away. This one angles out of bounds in a good spot in the coffin corner. And they're going to mark this out of the 5-yard line.
That's a double win there, partner. You keep out of the return man's hands, and you pin them inside the 5-yard line. Pretty darn good.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And this one into the hands of DJ Shark. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down. Well, you know, this club, there were some reports earlier in the week, and most have heard this by now, is so-called unnamed sources that were saying all is not rosy in that locker room. There's whispers that 1 or 2 guys, CD, have kind of had enough of how things are going and have been going. How would you handle that as a coach?
Well, you and I both know all the coaches that we've dealt with and come in contact with. They'd love to get their hands on those unnamed sources, wouldn't they? But they know that that's not possible, so I think they've got to go in there and make sure that this isn't a distraction. They also know that once the grumbling starts, it becomes a slippery slope and it's hard to stop the fall. But I think you need to sit some guys down and say, hey, look, we're still hoping to be a playoff team this year. We need you guys to be bought in with what we're doing. Come on, let's get on board.
59 yards rushing for him now at his first 2 carries of the ball game. One of the reasons that this team is on this win streak, big runs like that.
When you see runs like that broken off, you know this is a team that's confident running the football. A big reason why this streak has occurred, they've come together, had a plan, and stuck to it. And when you get big-time runs like that, makes it easier to stay with it, doesn't it?
And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Flush to his right. They'll drop this one off with ETN. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
And they'll use him out of the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago, there's another one right there.
On second down, a run with ETN. And he gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Henry. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. Derrick Henry with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Jaguars go coast to coast and finish the drive off with 6 points. Boswell good with the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to 11. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Here's Jackson to throw. Leaping, and he makes the grab. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Dobbins running out of the gun. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
Well, every now and then we have to let a cliche fly, partner. And in this case, what do they say in the NFL? Your best ability is often your availability. And this is an extremely durable kid coming out of Ohio State. Carried the ball every time they even thought about running it. Wore down.
Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Miles Jack. And they will finally put it into the return, but not until he takes it back all the way inside the 10-yard line. So that time the pressure got home just as he was releasing the football and caused the pick.
And what it did was it disrupted that fragile balance of the mechanics of throwing the football. You know, from the footwork to being able to actually throw it downfield. If one piece of that puzzle gets disrupted,
and he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Trevor Lawrence taking it in from 7 yards away. And the Jaguars are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point put through by Boswell. And the lead is up to 18 now. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. Problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay. And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves them back 5. The delay of game backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Off the play fake. Here's Jackson being chased out left. And this is going to be pulled in by the tight end Andrews. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Coming up at halftime, we remind you once again that we're going to check in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL as we reach now, hard to believe, the halfway point of the season. Time flying.
It certainly is. Time to get the sweaters out, my man.
And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. The last drive, remember, similar situation. He forced the ball into coverage through the pick. He learned better there.
Yeah, similar to a golfer that's confronted with a shot that you just can't make. Sometimes you have to take your medicine, as they say, right? Just pull it down, take off, and go. Don't make something worse than what it was.
yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Now it's Jackson. Eluding the pressure right. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down. So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. This from 54 yards away. Tucker's kick is good. And that'll get the deficit down to 15. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
Jamal Agnew now to return it. And they've got it up past the 35, so pretty good starting field position. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They have been red hot, sometimes white hot here in this first half. They're just looking to add to that total right now.
And this has to serve as a reminder to myself because so many times I get wrapped up in the play calling, how they've sequenced things, how it's run. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's still execution. Those guys out on the field, and right now they are locked in and really looking good.
They'll try to continue to be locked in here as we get ready to approach halftime. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Forced out to his left. Space to run past the 20. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
Partner, as a quarterback, sometimes you just got to know when the clock has gone off in your head, it's time to go. Tuck it and get all you can.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. He'll get this off to ETN. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. 2 yards left on 2nd down from the 9. They'll roll him out right. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. Trevor Lawrence in the final seconds of the first half. And the Jags will extend their lead here just before halftime. Boswell good with the extra point. And the lead opens up now to 22 points. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And with 5 seconds to go, this will likely be our final play. And they work this well upfield across the 45. So we've reached halftime here with the visiting Jaguars out on top. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach! The Jaguars in possession of the lead, and they will get the football as we are underway in this second half. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Throwing now, Lawrence on first down. And Shark calls it in. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
And I think the ball's out, and it's picked up by the Ravens. And he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line. list of things not to do when you're up 3 scores in the third. That right there, give the football away.
I love when you speak like that. You know how doctors talk about taking the Hippocratic Oath, first do no harm? You just did the football crap.
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
And he's going to get this inside the 30. 47 yards rushing for him now, and he's only carried the ball 4 times. Although his reputation as a speedy runner precedes him, it's always fun to watch him work.
It is eye-opening, isn't it? Because when you see him get the ball and just go, in addition to that speed, it helps out his blockers. They don't have to hold blocks for long because he's just going to speed right past them.
And down inside the 15 he goes.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down.
Partner, one thing I was lousy at growing up, track and field, I could never anticipate the start before a race, but how about that backer? He figured it out, jumped the count, and turned it into a really nice play for his defense.
And he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
Henry. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Derrick Henry. His 3rd touchdown of the game, 10th on the year. And the Jaguars add 6 to their lead. Extra point put through by Boswell. And that'll push the lead up to 29 now. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. Working with 2nd and 5 now. Now it's Jackson. Rolling to his right. Open man, that's Renfro. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45.
That is definitely what we call our defense an uh-oh play. And what you mean by that is against Lamar Jackson, when you see him out of the pocket, your first thought is, uh-oh, he's going to try and run it. How do I get to him and get him on the ground? And guess what? That didn't happen, and his receivers took advantage. Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Jackson. And incomplete on the deep ball.
What we've seen so far in this game, they are not going to allow a big shot over the top. You can have whatever you want underneath. They'll give you that, but they're not going to let you beat them deep.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Again, Jackson escaping the pressure right. And he can only get this to the 42-yard line, and that is not near enough. The decision to tuck and run gets him 3, but that's not enough. Now it's 4th.
Watch tight end. Hey. We got three down.
Now Jackson. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line.
And that's a big pickup of a first down. And you know that all week, both sides of the ball, offense and defense, are going through every situation. And in this case, the offensive guys had the right play dialed up because defensively, you work on fourth down situations as well.
And deflating for the defense. They can't get the stop here. Give him 10 yards on the keeper, and it'll lead to a second down. Jackson now. This ball tipped, and it's going to be incomplete. Fortunate maybe to get that back. It's 3rd down.
Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit because they nearly got to him there, and it would have been the first sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
Jackson looking to throw on 3rd. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Justin Reed. And the Jags are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line. This defense, Charles, coming up with another interception. They have really done an excellent job of locking up these receivers.
Yeah, they're really on fire. They are actually doing what they talk about all the time, which is plastering to receivers when they're in their zones. They didn't give up a touchdown in the first half. Haven't done so here in this half either. Blanketed the field, going all the way back to the opening drive, and they come up with a pick right there.
56 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They go play action with Lawrence. Flushed out right. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down. Running out of the gun with ETN. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 3. So, Charles, offensively, this group really playing at a high level, 7-0. And we're still a long ways from discussing a potential unbeaten season, I think. But to use a golf expression, no blemishes on the card, at least to this point.
Yeah, unlike my teenage years where there were blemishes everywhere and the dermatologist was on speed dial. But I do think that they're going to have to start answering questions about this start if they keep winning games. You and I both know, we in the media, will start to obsess about it and wonder, can they take it all the way to an undefeated season?
And he will have a Jaguars first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So in Raven territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Partner, I have to tell you, just one word keeps coming to mind from watching them this afternoon, and that's impressive.
The touchdown, Jaguars! Travis Etienne, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Jaguars add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Boswell good with the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And just looking ahead, it would appear that that bye week is coming at the right time. They'll have 2 weeks to chew on this one, though probably not one that they want to chew on. A poor performance from start to finish. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front. Because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
That's track. My game. Run.
And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. He'll buy some time right. toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done.
Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They go ahead and mark it in the win column, but as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
On first down, Dobbins, and he'll work this forward for about 3 at second down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
On 2nd and 7, Jackson. And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. They bring the safety on the blitz, and he busts through to drop him for an 8-yard loss.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Flush to his right. Oh, for the 3rd time, Jackson going to be intercepted. Anthony Averett picks it. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20. The utter domination here just continues. This defense, I don't know what more we can say all around about their performance.
Well, it certainly feels in this game like maybe they're facing a Canadian defense. 12 guys on the field. It feels like there's an extra on every snap because they have really struggled to make headway through the air.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Now Lawrence to throw. That one complete. He finds Sharp. And the Jaguars are going to have a 1st and goal as he'll be taken down at the 7-yard line.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the 4th, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and go like turtle at this point. You can just go ahead and play.
Here's Lawrence. And that ball is caught by DJ Chark for the Jags touchdown. DJ Chark, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Jaguars are poised to move to 8-0 as they extend their lead even further. Extra point now by Boswell. Oh, and now they're going to fake it. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes.
Another not asking me, but I'll give you my opinion anyway. I think it's time to erase that play from the call sheet. I guess they figure with the big lead they can experiment a little bit. But all in all, just go ahead and put that play on ice.
He will return this from deep in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Well, they did throw interceptions on their last 2 drives, so no surprise at all they decided to start it with a running play. I'm actually a little bit surprised, though, that they got as much out of it as they did.
Yeah, decent little gain. Puts them in a pretty good spot for 2nd down. 2nd and 5 now. Jackson. The open man here, Renfro. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks of
Jackson hit, and he lost the football.
much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
The fumble on first down. Now here's second down. Throwing is Jackson. Under pressure, and they got to him again. And you could say that is just another cherry on top for this defense and that entire team. But really, this defense has sparked what's been an impressive effort here in this one.
And I noticed you used the word sparked, because you're not seeing that on the other side of the ball, are you? The offense right now, the spark has left their game, and it's been because of what you described, that defensive pressure.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out.
Check 26, check 26.
Here we go. It's Jackson on 4th down. He's going deep for Brown. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Ravens go for it, but come up empty. And the Jags take over in terrific field position. Now Lawrence on 1st down. Escaping the pressure right. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. And for them, this train, it just keeps rolling, doesn't it? Well on their way to yet another victory.
Yeah, it's almost a runaway, isn't it? And you just wonder how anyone could stop this. They got full momentum going, full confidence going. But it's not just their own confidence that is leading them. It's the lack of confidence against their opponents now.
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And he is out of bounds here on the return. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter. 69 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score. Meanwhile, Jackson's throw pulled in by Renfro. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now, because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
Jackson's throw complete here to his receiver, Brown. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A big play that time through the air, 30 yards. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. To throw is Jackson. And it'll be intercepted. Snags it for the pick. And the Jaguars are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And the scoreboard just lopsided, and it's been ugly from the get-go. From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4. That one looks like he'll throw here. And that throw behind his man, he missed him, incomplete. Defensively, celebration time because they finally forced an incompletion. He was perfect throwing the ball to that point.
Yeah, but from his viewpoint, they didn't force the incompletion. He just missed. That's how hot he is right now, and that's how he wants to continue to throw the ball.
And he is going to have a JAGS first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. On 1st and 10, it's Lawrence. He's going to wind up and air it out. And this is going to be intercepted. Taylor Rapp with a pick. And the Ravens are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line. So they took their shot. It was a pretty good heave, but in the end, the free safety is the one who comes away with the football.
And two of the traits that you look for in a good free safety, range and decision-making, both on display right there. And it didn't hurt that he's got a good pair of hands, too.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it, and it's 2nd down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
Watch tight. Tight ends right. Watch tight. Tight ends right. 3 down. 3 down. Like it, Mike. Squeeze, double up. Finish up. You don't want to.
Jackson. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to need a nice long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
And once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Jackson. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. The offense staying out there. They're at 50%, 2 for 4 thus far in the game. What can they do here on 4th down? Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And did the Jaguars come up with it? They did.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, you'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Well, business as usual for them. Well on their way to another victory. Riding a serious wave of momentum from what we've seen. And so far, they haven't met their match. So if you're going to play this team in the future, your mission is clear. You better be ready to play and match their firepower.
They'll try and run it in with Henry. And they are just not going to let up as he is into the end zone here for 2 more. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left, because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it, because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now, and if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be repercussions.
We'll see how they handle the waning moments of this one. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. So now with 6 seconds remaining, we get a timeout on the field.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
Now Jackson on first down. They'll roll him out right. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. One last shot for Jackson. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for Jacksonville, they continue to cruise as they move to 8-0 now on the campaign. And they'll have another road date next week with the Indianapolis Colts. Meanwhile, for Baltimore,